I want to take this quick moment and talk about the two recent messages circulating, lessons to learn from. The two recent messages circulating, lessons to learn from. Between yesterday evening and about this time, I've been receiving a lot of messages, basically from Facebook Messenger, concerning something. And I really appreciate, I want to take this moment and appreciate the people who thought it wise and considerable to send those messages to me. I really appreciate them. I believe they meant very well. But there are some lessons I want us to draw from there. This broadcast is basically not about those messages, but it's about, it has triggered something that I want us to learn from. So I'll quickly read the two messages that I received from those good friends. And I believe some of you have also received such messages. The first one is this. Heads up. Almost every account is being cloned. Your picture and your name are used to create a new Facebook account. I'm reading it exactly the way it is. They don't need your password to do this. They want your friends to add them to their Facebook account. Your friends will think that it's you and accept your request. From that point on, they can write what they want under your name. I have no plans to open a new account. Please do not accept a second friend request from me. Please forward to all your contacts. Please pass it on. This is the first message I received. I'll talk about it briefly. But like I said before, the goal and the focus is not about these messages. And I really appreciate those individuals, those well-meaning friends that took their time to send this message to me. The message is telling us here that almost every account is being cloned. Now, when you get a message like this, a question you may want to ask is, who is the originator of this message? What is his mission? Almost every account. How did the person come about these statistics that almost every account has been cloned? And then he went on to tell how people will be able to use your account, use your details, and create another account and begin to send friendship requests to your friends and begin to post whatever they want to post on your timeline. I will read the second one, then comment briefly, and then move on. We'll be able to draw the lessons that I want us to draw from this. The second one reads, "Hi, I actually got another friend request from you, which I ignored, so you may want to check your account. Hold your finger on the message until the forward button appears. Then hit forward and all the people you want to forward to. I had to do the people individually. Please do not accept a new friendship from me at this time." That is the second message. This one is telling us that the person is claiming that he has actually received a friend request from me and he ignored, and that is why he is coming to me. I know that the people that forwarded these messages to me, they are not the originators of these messages. Someone else originated this message, and like I said, I may not be 100% right, but I think someone just wants to test something and see how viral their message can go on the internet. That is what I see basically here. I don't see any harm in this message. But the lessons I want us to draw from this is that, number one, we are living at a time where we are busier than at any other time in history. And for the fact that we are very busy this time around does not equally mean that we are being very, very productive than every other people in the past. Of course, technology has helped us to be able to leverage our time and our efforts. Now, we need to be able to use our time judiciously. And also, there are some things that are going on so subtle that I am not saying that I know it all, but I am just bringing this up and maybe reminding most of us is something that we're already aware of. The society and the world that we live in today, there are different agendas, and sometimes it will be presented in a way that we may not anticipate or we may not suspect, but the mission is different. Like these messages that are sent, for me, I see them as being harmless, and I see as somebody trying to is just playing around and just want to test how viral their message can go. But then there is something that is going on that I want us to take note of. The majority of people, if we are not careful, we are being programmed. We are being programmed to run on autopilot. That is the environment that we have found ourselves. Some people, when they get a message like this, what we need to do, I think we need to do is ask some critical questions. Who is the originator of this message? What is his mission? Why should I forward this message? These things that are raised in this message, are they true? And when we are able to analyze all these things and get answers to them, then we'll begin to take action on it. And like I said, the goal is not about this message, but it's just that this message is being used as a springboard. Now, people are living their lives, some persons, on autopilot. They have been put in systems, and the systems have made them to more or less not use much of their mind. They are just running on a program. They are not taking decisions every moment of the way. I am not saying I live 100% that way, but at least my attention has been drawn to this. People sometimes just live based on what has been programmed into them in the past. And some of these things are very subtle. And there are various channels that are being used to program people on this. So sometimes the way we live our lives, we are not really thinking about how we live our lives. We are not really actually thinking about where we are going or the things we need to do, but we are living based on a program. And if we are not careful, at the end of the day, we regret it when we realize that we have been living on a program. You see, one of such programs is go to school, get good grades, get a good paying job, work for your organization, and retire and live a happy life thereafter. But if we do not take our time to think and to look at some of these things critically, we may just be running on that program. I was reading a post from Sharon just a little while ago, and she was talking about some women that she talked to about building a business, and they will say, I want to raise my children before I'll do something. And then she began to analyze it. Okay, how long does it take you? How long do you stay with pregnancy? 9 months. How long does it take you to wean your child? Probably a year or two. And she began to analyze this thing, and she came to a conclusion of 9 years that somebody will use to do that. But sometimes the society or the environment where we find ourselves would want to program us to run on autopilot without actually thinking of what we want to do. So, we are capable of doing many things. We must not live life sequentially. We must not do one thing, end it and do another, and end it and do another and end it. No, we can combine a number of things and do them at the same time. Are you an employee? It's not bad to be an employee. In fact, it's a very good starting point. And there are several advantages that you get as an employee. So, as you are an employee, just ensure that you are not running on a program, that you are thinking that life consists of something bigger than just what you are seeing. Because sometimes if you are not careful, you'll be programmed and you will not be able to live life and to look at life really the way it is. And at the end of the day, what you get is regrets. Do your job the best you can, but also realize that life is big. Life is not just one thing. Are you a student? There is life outside the classroom. There's life outside the school. So you should be able to think outside that. Sometimes the school system will program people and all they think about is just school. Think about school, do the best you can, get the best grades you can. But also realize that there is life after school, and then prepare yourself ahead of time. Even sometimes when people are running their own businesses, they seem to be running on a program. They are more or less running from the past. But if you keep looking at the past, you will not be able to move forward the way you should. The great book says, he who puts his hands on the plow should not look back, because if he looks back, he is not fit to get the goal. So, as we run our businesses, as we run our lives on a day-to-day basis, let's begin to look at things objectively and let's ensure we are not running on a program. Because sometimes when we are not careful, that is just what will be happening to us. But at the end of it all, it's going to be regret.